What it do, YouTube? Is Coffee back talking NFL with y'all, and as we approach the later stages of the season, man, a lot going on with playoff implications, divisional battles, teams fighting for that number one seed and all that. And there's a huge game tomorrow, and that is the Niners and the Eagles. Shout out to my guy Jay Militant, man. Last week he was like, Coffee, I need y'all, the Bills, to come through and get that W for us, man, and put us in position to only be one game back from the Eagles going into this matchup that is tomorrow. It's wild too, man. The Eagles are actually the underdogs, even with one loss on the season, man. But it was wild, as I've covered it a lot on this channel. It's been talked a lot amongst Bills fans and just in the NFL community period, that Eagles game was crazy. I say game of the year. Does anyone second that? Does anyone concur that was the game of the season so far? And we came so close to handing them that second L, but we didn't do it, man. But one thing before we continue on talking about the Niners and the Eagles, last week there was so much other stuff to talk about as a Bills fan and just about that game in general that I didn't really talk much about this walk-off touchdown by Jalen Hurts after everything that happened, after all the fighting Josh Allen and the Bills did. This is what did us in. And I gotta say and give props to Kelsey on that block, man. Do you see that block? He couldn't have did that more perfectly. Keeping it real, man. That loss hurt, but I gotta give props, sportsmanship, call it down the middle, a strike, a ball, a ball. Beautiful block, man. And Kelsey actually was speaking to the media last week, and he was saying that the way the Bills defense lined up, going into that play, knowing what they had called, that he knew they were going to take it to the house, man. It's such a damn shame, man, that defense fought so hard but was just gassed at this point. It's quite amazing what the defense has done all season, even with all the injuries, man. But again, what a block by Kelsey. But I can't believe that ish he was talking about the other day in the video I did. I'll pin it in the comments below. I cover some other topics on it as well, crying about Jordan Phillips and cheap shots and stuff like that. Like, listen, that game was heated. There was a lot going on the field. I can't believe he had the nerve to cry, though. But getting back to talking about this NFC Championship rematch, there was some serious history on the cusp of being made by Christian McCaffre, and what a trade that was. What a pickup by the Niners, and just what a contributor he has been with this squad. Like, McCaffrey is amazing, man. And what this history is 1 week after he set the Niners record for rushing TDs when he posted his 11th of the season in week 12 with that W over the Seahawks, he's ready to possibly get next to some real NFL legends in the record books, where if he gets another rushing touchdown in this game, okay, he'll be the third in NFL history to have 50 rushing touchdowns and 25 reception touchdowns as a running back. And the only other two that have accomplished this feat are Marshall Faulk and Lenny Moore. Now, everyone knows Marshall Faulk, right? But Lenny Moore, he's way before my time. So if to any of the other individuals out there tapping into this blog, you're like, wait a minute, Lenny Moore, if you're not up on that legend, he played with the Colts back in the B. Moore days. And man, speaking of the Colts in Baltimore, I'm sure a lot of cats more around my age group remember when the Browns moved to Baltimore. It all worked out in the end. Thank God Cleveland got the Browns franchise back, and I believe they picked up the franchise history and everything as well. That's kind of wild the way that works out with the expansion teams moving and becoming other franchises, and sometimes another team comes in and takes over all the history of that team. And the Browns got their franchise back and their history back. And I was really, truly happy for them. You know, that was some heartbreaking-ish. Bills fans, y'all know what it is, man. We all know what it was like when Ralph Wilson passed away once again. Thank God for Terry Pagula. But, you know, that was a real heated, hated move by the Browns owner back in the late 90s. But when Baltimore moved to Indianapolis, I've heard that was an even more like villain type move than the Browns moving. You know, that the Baltimore Colts essentially moved in the middle of the night and didn't tell anybody. Jump in the comments and let me know if you guys remember that. But that's from, you know, way back before that is when Lenny Moore was running the rock in the NFL for the Baltimore Colts. But that's wild. That's some serious history right there, and will be a serious accomplishment for McCaffrey. Tap in and let me know if you think he will accomplish this feat in this game against the Eagles, man. Niners fans are pumped for this game, and I'm personally picking the Niners. I think they're going to go out there and pick up the W. Jump in the comments and let me know with your predictions, and let me know if you agree with the Niners being the favorite in that game. But could you imagine that if McCaffrey goes out there and just continues to have an amazing career, an amazing run with the 49ers, and he makes this NFL history, hell, maybe even like say he gets 2 rushing TDs or 1 rushing TD and 1 receiving TD, and etches out his own space in the NFL record books, and the Niners get the W. That's huge, man. Like this is big here in a big rivalry, man. That number 1 seed, so serious with the 17 playoff format and only 1 team getting a bye. I mean, man, last year my Bills, y'all know what it is. We fought, and before that very serious, scary, unfortunate incident that happened out there on the field, we had that number 1 seed sewed up. But that's history. I don't want to get too much back into that. But I'm pulling for the Niners and for McCaffrey. And it's the forecast is saying there's going to be heavy rain. So, you know, look for McCaffrey to be heavily featured running the rock out there if the rain is pouring and storming and all that. You guys know what I mean? So again, tap in and comment. Let me know what you guys think about all that. All my Bills fans out there. You know, we got this much needed bye week. And, you know, after that, we get I don't want to say an AFC championship rematch because that was a few years ago. And then, of course, that divisional matchup a couple years ago. And we beat them in the regular season last year. We get another Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes matchup after this much needed bye. And like I keep saying, I still believe I like where the team's at after firing the offensive coordinator. Tough loss last week, but the offense really has still got it. They've shown that they're back at where they were before. So, you know, that'll be an interesting matchup a week from tomorrow. I can't wait. Other Bills Mafia or other fans out there, let me know how you feel about the Bills coming out of this thing and running the table. I'm telling y'all, I can see it with us getting the offense, getting, you know, back the momentum that we once had in this much needed rest with all the injuries. Let me know if you still believe, and let me know who are we rooting for this week when it comes to that playoff wild card race and stuff like that. Tap in, let me know. But one more thing I forgot to add about this Niners-Eagles matchup is I cannot believe this game did not get flexed. This is still like a 4 o'clock or a 1 o'clock game, non-primetime game. That's crazy to me. But you know what else is crazy to me? What this individual had to say about Brock Purdy. Is this just pure hate or what?
There is one thing that does make me pause on San Francisco. You know, I'm a big believer. I like my quarterbacks to be adults. I don't want them to be frat boys. So Jalen Hurts at the podium is the best podium quarterback in the league. Hat on forward, professional, almost manicured, got that CEO like a real grown-up. Brock Purdy. Hey, you guys want to hit some golf balls? You got a hat on backwards. It's not a franchise quarterback. I mean, and come on. If that guy came to move your couch, you'd be like, are you a professional? I don't know. I'm telling you, it really bothers me. Maybe I'm overstating. He's probably a nice kid. His dad needs to call him and say, turn that thing around. By the way, you guys say it doesn't matter. All right. I'm not saying you can't wear it backwards in the garage, playing frisbee, but hacky sack, your baristas out there. I know that's the de facto, default, dress attire. Franchise quarterback, Wednesday podium. Jalen Hurts is how you want to look. Franchise quarterback, CEO, respectful to the owner and the organization.
So Colin Cowherd is just, in my opinion, always all over the place with his takes. Like, sometimes I don't want to just say this guy just says whatever, but it almost is like he just says whatever sometimes. Like, I feel personally like Cowherd is just real inconsistent, right? Because you go out there and say some ish like that, like trying to be funny. Okay, he looks like a hacky sack and frat boy. He's not clean cut and professional looking when he's up there on the podium because of the backwards hat and everything. Well, you see the fans dug in the digital crates and found Peyton Manning rocking a backwards hat, Tom Brady rocking a backwards hat, Aaron Rodgers rocking a backwards hat, Matthew Stafford rocking a backwards hat, Joe Burrow rocking a backwards hat, and the list goes on and on. Just all kinds of great franchise quarterbacks. I mean, I know he was trying to crack jokes and you heard some of the individuals in the studio cracking up, but it's just like, come on, B, man. Like, what are you just hating on Purdy or what? I don't know. He says Jalen Hurts is more professional. I don't know, again, if this is just jokes or he thinks Jalen Hurts is more focused. He's more about his business out there. I don't know. I mean, I get it. He was trying to go viral and crack some jokes or whatever. But he's going viral with people looking at him like, come on, man. That was a huge swing and a miss. But he's cashing them big checks he gets. That's what Cowherd does. But lame joke in my opinion. Again, I think it's a swing and a miss, and just shows the inconsistency that Cowherd has when he gets on and talks his talk. So there y'all have it. Big matchup tomorrow. I can't wait. Let me know all your guys' thoughts. Brock Purdy catching some strays from Colin Cowherd. Mccaffrey looking to make history. Bills resting it up, getting ready for that very, very important matchup against the KC Chiefs. You know what would be dope? If Purdy goes out there like McCaffrey, makes history, runs in a couple rushing touchdowns, upsets the Eagles. Although I wouldn't really call this an upset if they win, as they are the favorite, right? But either way, they're just two top-notch teams over there in the NFC. How about McCaffrey on top of him doing his thing? Purdy tears it up, goes out there, puts up some serious numbers, outplays, Hurts gets the W, and then goes on to the press conference with his hat on forward and his shirt tucked in his pants, and he goes, "This one's for you, Cowherd." Oh yeah, and in closing, again, what a block by Kelsey, the center. There y'all have it. Can't wait to talk football with you guys in the comments. Go Bills. Room for the Niners tomorrow. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Subscribe and stay tuned for more. I'm gone, guys. Peace.